It was opening day at the Donald J. Trump Institute of Peace. Yep, Rubio surprised 47 and slapped his name on the building. There's nothing that Trump loves more than that.
We are here together for the first time ever in this building. Brand new, beautiful building. I don't want to tell you how much it costs because I hear it's a lot.
Trump's ending wars, but Democrats are starting one with him. Seditious Six Kelly's launching the first strike.
He's trying to silence us. He's trying to silence me. He didn't like what I said. He wants me to shut up. But he picked the wrong guy to go after, because that ain't happening.
Kelly's daring Trump to arrest him so he can get that mugshot bounce and run for president. Maxine Waters, no relation, then hit him with the double tap.
The President of the United States is a killer. I am outraged at the way that on his own, without any consultation, he doesn't know whom they are, whether they're innocent or whether they're guilty. He should follow the laws. The laws does not allow or intend for the President of the United States to just kill anybody that he wants to kill.
Well, I'm afraid it does. Obama killed an American citizen with a missile, aimed it right at him. Maxine didn't call him a murderer. She called him Messiah. It'd be nice if Democrats would help us protect the homeland, but they won't even say the N-word. Narco.
Any American who sees the video that I saw will see the United States military attacking shipwrecked sailors. Bad guys, but attacking shipwrecked sailors.
Shipwrecked sailors is the new Maryland dad. Politicians got a briefing from Admiral Bradley today, who ordered the second Coke boat strike, and Democrats ran to the cameras to lie.
You have two helpless men clinging to debris, and perhaps they made a radio call for help. We're getting details on that hopefully soon. But two helpless men clinging to debris, radioing for a rescue, hardly means they're in the fight. They weren't in the fight even before the first strike. How could they be in the fight when they're helpless clinging to debris?
This is the Russia hoax on repeat. They get an intelligence briefing and then storm out and spin the truth. This is actually what happened. After the first strike, Admiral Bradley and his team and a lawyer spent about an hour analyzing the aftermath, waiting for the smoke to clear and assessing the damage to the drugs and to the boat. They determined the boat was still intact. The narcotics hadn't been completely incinerated, and the terrorists were radioing the cartel to come grab the goods. The Koch brothers were very much in the fight.
I saw two survivors trying to flip a boat loaded with drugs bound for the United States back over so they could stay in the fight. And potentially, given all the context we heard, of other narco-terrorist boats in the area coming to their aid to recover their cargo and recover those narco-terrorists.
Senator Tom Cotton, chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, after an initial investigation, said he had no problem with the operation and said expect more of it.
Would you have taken the same shot if you were in that position?
If I was Admiral Bradley and I'd been delegated that authority, absolutely. And I'd do it again.
A war crime is not partisan. Anybody who sees a real war crime immediately knows it's a war crime. It's unmistakably repugnant. If Democrats and Republicans disagree on whether something's a war crime, that means it isn't, and it's politics. And the Democrats that have seen the video, they're not even really calling it a war crime. They're not even using those words. They're just saying they're concerned and faking it. So not only was a lawyer in the room, we've confirmed they're not fishermen, and the so-called survivors were trying to recover the boat, call for cartel help, and keep moving the drugs. We also confirmed that Hegseth never ordered kill them all.
I don't think there was. I would have been surprised had Hegseth given the order to kill them all.
The head of U.S. Southern Command, an admiral with 30 years of experience, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, various intelligence officials, the Secretary of Defense, prepared for weeks, gathered intelligence, and rehearsed contingency options for this exact situation that unfolded. They were in communication with SEAL Team 6, who was operating the drone. And after an hour of studying the footage, determined a second strike was necessary to destroy the boat, the Coke, and complete the mission. Sounds pretty methodical to me. Morning Joe says war crime.
The new sort of rules of warfare is if you have a prisoner and they're indefensible and they have a radio, you can shoot them in the head.
Right.
That's now the new Hexit policy. If they have a radio, you can shoot them in the head.
Yeah.
Forget the war crimes. So yeah, they're making up as they go along every day.
Yeah, so it's just a bunch of sailors listening to Shakira on the radio. Morning Joe wants us to sell tomahawks to Zelensky so he can shoot him deep into Russia and kill thousands of people. But we can't launch 2 missiles into the Gulf of America to protect the good old stars and stripes? Come on. Congressman Dan Crenshaw, a former Navy SEAL who served in Iraq and Afghanistan, says these guys don't know what the heck they're talking about.
I can't recall any time in my history doing counterterrorism operations in Iraq, Afghanistan, what have you, where we strike a group, whether that's a building or a boat or a vehicle, and then we were like, oh, well, they're survivors. Do we have to go? We can't kill them. Of course we killed them.
Of course. If you remember, we didn't take a lot of prisoners during the war on terror. Those were shoot-to-kill missions. When Trump designated the cartels as terrorists, it changes the mission. The president absolutely has this authority to conduct this war the way he's doing it and is on strong constitutional and historic grounds. But our friend Shree's not convinced. He wants to impeach.
This secretary has to go. He's incompetent. He's, violated. He has committed war crimes. He must go. And if both parties, if Republicans are willing to look at this for the merit of this case and not just their loyalty to President Trump, this can be done.
So if we're impeaching Hegseth, what are we going to do with Bombs Away Barry and Loose Cannon Leon? Listen to Barack's Director of Defense Intelligence.
At the heart of it, we use double taps all the time. Some of them probably were injured, yet you hit them again. It was bipartisan support on the Hill for doing it.
My buddy who served in Iraq said, Jesse, anything worth bombing once is worth bombing twice. Now, that might be hard to hear for some folks, but it is what it is. Was a guy in a hole in Syria with an AK a direct threat to the United States? But Democrats in the media never picked a fight when Obama dropped 16,000 bombs there in 1 year and wiped out dozens of civilians. What innocent civilians are on these coke boats? These are cartel pilots. These are Venezuelan mob bosses, sex traffickers, drug runners. Do we need to stop sniffing so much blow in America? Yeah. We need to address demand. Yeah. But we also have to address supply. And blowing these coke boats out of the water does that. Coke boat traffic has dropped like a rock, and the cartels are on notice. And so's dictator Maduro. The president doesn't need to ask Schumer permission to kill terrorists, to knock off bad hombres in our own backyard. Reagan and Bush the elder launched military operations in Grenada and Panama without congressional approval. Clinton put boots on the ground in Somalia without congressional approval. Bubba bombed an aspirin factory to distract from Lewinsky and killed a janitor. Is he guilty of a war crime or a sex crime? I'm not a lawyer. But I do know the Geneva Convention doesn't apply to terrorists. These aren't men in uniform fighting traditional warfare under their country's flag. This is an asymmetric, unconventional threat that requires different codes and conventions. And every day is a battle.
The last 24 hours, our host nation counterparts, our federal task force, have seized 20,000 kilos of cocaine that were destined for the United States. Destined to the United States to spread this poison that's being sent here by these foreign terrorist cartels that are preying on our kids.
The people of the United States back this type of action. A new poll from the Reagan Institute finds blowing up narco cowboys in Latin America is the most popular national security policy of Trump's second term. In second place, the Iran strike. Democrats have now come out against the two most popular foreign policy actions of Trump's second term. We have a carrier strike group off the coast in Venezuela, and Maduro's getting paranoid. Reports say he's rotating his sleeping locations and using burner phones. The swarmy little socialist is also reaching out to Cuba for help and using Havana's bodyguards. The Coke boat hoax is just a sideshow for Trump. He's dialed in on enforcing the Monroe Doctrine. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.